will there be light. I will there be light. We are celebrating the feast of Francis of Assisi, that guy. All sorts of big celebrations, and yet I wonder if people know what they're celebrating. I wonder if people know who they're celebrating. When people bring their animals to the church to be blessed, or they put a statue in their garden, or a bird bath in their garden, I wonder if they really know who it is that they're celebrating. This guy named Francesco Bernardone, St. Francis. Because most people don't. Most people see the bird bath St. Francis and they think, oh, isn't that just lovely nature and birds? And that's fine, that's beautiful, that's certainly a part of who he was, but there is a more complicated side to him that is hard to understand through our modern lens. So we're going to be talking about that for the next few days, who this person really was and what he can teach us today. We may not be able to relate to the practices, the ways that he expressed that, being an aesthetic and very dramatic, but I think that we're going to identify with the essence of who Francis was. And really the essence of St. Francis, you could sum up in just one sentence. Love is seeking only to return to love. Love seeks only to return to love. Sometimes when Francis would become exasperated and he would look around and see all this discord and disharmony, he would scream aloud, "Love is not loved." And so for him, it was all about the love that created us and the love that came into this experience. He would call that the incarnation. This is a very Franciscan idea. The importance of the incarnation, which is when, from a Christian perspective, God chose to become one of us through the Christ or through Jesus. Through the birth into form as a poor person, becoming one with us. This was love extending to love. And when we think about it, that this whole idea of love seeking only to return to love, when we allow that to happen within ourselves, then that cycle is complete. But what split mind is, what ego perception is a deliberate interruption of that cycle of love returning to love. Do you see that? Perceptual mind or split mind is all about ignoring that return to love, pushing away that return to love, rather than surrendering to that, recognizing that I am that love. I am the extension of the love and the loveliness of God. That's the truth of who I am, who I have always been, and who I will always be. And of course, I can only do this in my consciousness. I can't do it for real. That's the good news. I can't really interrupt love's return to love or love's extension into love. I can only do it in my imagination. And therefore, in my imagination, I can create a whole world that seems to deny that. But to deny all that is impossible. So this is really the essence of who Francis was. Why is love not loved? We could ask ourselves that today. We could ask that in the ordinary moments of our lives. We could look at the news. We could just see what's going on all around us and cry aloud as he did. Why is love not loved? But we can also bring that full circle within ourselves, which is really the only thing we can do. Because we're not here to heal the world, are we? We're here to heal my mind. I'm here. It's all an individual endeavor. I am here only to heal my split mind, which believes that it's impossible for love to be interrupted, for love to not return to love. If I can just keep it that simple, and if I could just use every moment, as Francis did, to extend that love to everyone that he met, the poor, the rich, the lepers, the animals, and of course to himself, and of course to ourselves. And then that cycle is complete. Love has returned to love, because it is every moment. How could it not be true? Mine is but to become conscious of that return. Ours is but to be an active participant in that rather than an active denier of that. Once again, that's what split mind is. And for some reason, we've gotten comfortable with that. For some reason, we've become comfortable with interrupting the divine flow of love. Why? It's a mystery. I guess because we thought we were getting something from that. I don't know what it was. Independence, isolation, sickness, pain, and death. Oh yes, those are great things, aren't they? Those are great things to get. And now, all we've really done is realize that that was silly. Why would I ever want anything but the experience of love's return within me? What will give me anything higher or greater than the experience of love's return within me? And so I surrender into that every moment. That's what namaste is, by the way. That's what we call this community. But namaste is nothing more than honoring that love that's returning to you through me together as one. The love that's within me honors and blesses the love that's within you. Now the cycle is complete.